Really enjoyed the movie, so this is a pleasure to get to talk to you. I thought it was so chilling, but also intimate, and like really, really stuck with me afterwards. So thank you for crafting a great film.
Oh, great. I'm glad you dug it.
Yeah, no, definitely. I wanted to ask and kind of dive into the film's exploration of grief and closure, and this idea that closure is this kind of elusive thing that we so desperately seek, but we're never able to reach in regards to bereavement. What made a very like heightened zombie story the perfect foundation to explore this very grounded, relatable idea of grief and closure?
Yeah, well, when the initial draft of this script was zombieless, it was like the same sort of events, it was the same character traversing same situation, but none of them were coming back. And I never in a million years thought that like I had a zombie movie in me. I mean, you can't do a zombie movie. It's 2025, like they're done. But this idea of the theme of unfinished business that you just sort of hinted at with Daisy's character in this quest for something that you might not ever get, like a proper answer or true catharsis. If I was able to explore that in an overlapping way with the zombies, I thought, well, I've never seen that before. And so this idea of unfinished business sort of grew out of that. And then I literally faced a draft one day. I thought, okay, what happens if I just did an experiment? Like some of them do start coming back, and that's when the script that was kind of there but was lacking something
Mm.
really went up a gear, and people started actually giving a shit about it now that it was kind of a zombie movie, and it also was just yeah, a great way for me to explore films that I love, like about ordinary people dealing with extraordinary situations.
Yeah, and I feel like that captures your film in a nutshell, ordinary people in extraordinary situations, but also a grounded situation. I found that just personally to be really relatable. I wanted to ask about your approach to zombies in the film because they kind of surprised me. Obviously, they're chilling and very menacing, but they're kind of benign, right? Like they pose more of like a psychological threat than a physical one, at least for much of the movie. I'm curious what went into the decision to kind of tone down the more overt horror and threat of the zombies.
Yeah, that was also something that I really want. I didn't want to do like they're all just rage zombies from the jump. Like this idea that, and Riley sort of points it out. He basically overtly alludes to the fact that the longer they go on, the more agitated they become. They start to lash out. And this idea that the ones that come back, they all have unfinished business, but if they can't attain that unfinished business. They start growing agitated. They realize that they're just rotting flesh, and that results in them becoming a bit of a
Mhm.
28 days lady rage zombie. But it's not immediate. And again, it was something that I thought I could really explore in an interesting way, especially when you then get to like the RV dad, where you think, here we go, it's going to be another battle, and he's actually in the middle of doing his unfinished business, which is burying his family. And I think that rug pulls like that throughout the movie are things that excite me about cinema, and it was something that I was just trying my best to like be a part of, like having moments in a film like this where you have no idea what you're in for. You think one thing
Mhm.
about this as a zombie movie, but then these other things just keep happening where you're like, oh, I really didn't expect it to go here, but it kind of works.
No, you really do ru pull the rug out from under you. I found that RV scene in particular so impactful because it's so subversive.
Ah,
You do not
cheers.
expect it to head in that direction, and it does. I thought that worked brilliantly. I wonder if we can talk a little bit about Daisy Ridley, who I think is absolutely phenomenal in this movie. I read that she was the first person you sought out to lead this film. Obviously, she's known for the Star Wars sequel trilogy. What about her performance in those movies and perhaps other works that you saw her convinced you that she had to play this character? Because she really is front and center of every moment of this film.
Yeah, she was just the right, perfect archetype, perfect age. Like it was my perfect dream of like an Ava, um, someone who's moving into the next phase of their life. Thinking about children and like the life that she's now going to lead as the next 10 years, and it's all pulled away from her. But it also needed to be in every woman that,
Mhm.
if need be, could handle herself, but is by no means a soldier or able to. She just has to like grip it and rip it essentially. And Daisy's just got such a way of drawing you in. Some actors and actresses have it, but then some really have it. And she's got an aura about it and a face about her. When you put a camera on her, you're just drawn into even those scenes where she's not really saying anything, just listening. I was just, a fan just watching the split, like as she's performing something that I wrote. I'm like, holy fucking shit, look what we're getting here. Like she's just knocking it out of the park. Like if you can find an actress that can do your words justice and take them places where you never in a million years thought what you had written would be something so sumptuous and so like real and just like just living, you know. It's just one of the most amazing things, you know. And like, yeah, I just can't wait for people to see her in a different light, in something that I don't think that a muscle that she hasn't, no one's really seen her flex before. Like she's just doing so much in this movie that I think is going to really blow people away. Yeah.
I think I got time for one more question. So, your film releases the same month or around the same time as 28 years later, The Bone Temple. And I was thinking like this would make a really excellent double feature, but it also brought up the thought of audiences are really hungry for these kind of refined, sophisticated zombie stories right now, far beyond kind of just the undead, right? How do you see your film as kind of paralleling this like resurgence, I guess, in more refined, sophisticated zombie stories?
To be classed as sophisticated or refined would be pretty nice. I just did my best, you know. But speaking of 28, the whole 28 world, like obviously the DNA from 28 days later runs rampant through this. Like, you know, not only did that change, you know, the zombie film, you know, I thought it like changed cinema. Like, you know, I saw it just out of film school and like, you know, I was a massive Danny Boyle fan, but like he's done this kitchen sink drama smashed together with a zombie apocalypse. It was like mind blowing that you could do that. And he's even shooting the film on the same camera, the same XL1 that I'm at film school using. And I'm like, why is he using such a shitty camera? Like in Danny Boyle. Like there was just so much mystique around that film. And yeah, it's one of my all-time favorite films. So much so that I, again, never in a million years that I think I had a zombie movie in me, but lo and behold, I did. But the roots from that film run strong through like all of my work, really. Like it's the epitome of like ordinary person caught in an extraordinary situation, which I just love so much. And that movie is just so watchable, rewatchable, because of that.